All right, friends, thank you for joining me. I want to go through a couple things. If you think back to 2019, our economy was great. Things were beautiful and tremendous. Jobs were great. Everything was good. We were moving forward significantly as a country. Energy was at its lowest prices. Gas prices were great. Goods were widely available. And then all of a sudden, COVID hit, and we saw our country, our world's elites really go to war with us as citizens. They went to war with us by driving up prices, by driving down supplies of oil, by going to war with each other. This is the elites, especially the liberal elites. But I make no bones about saying that Republicans are not innocent here, just messing with us over and over and over again. Now, what's the solution? Well, right now, first, just to go into the problem quickly, and I'm making this video for a third time at this point now because my dog decided to get in the way of it last time. So I'm going to try to make this shorter than I was going to make the others. So diesel supply is running out, okay, and it could run out. The problem is though is even if it doesn't run out, the prices are going to be so ridiculous. And not only is this diesel used to heat homes and businesses, but it's also used uh, truck goods across the country. In the holiday season, that's extremely important. It's going to be extremely cold out in a lot of this country. Half this country is going to be, freezing cold temperatures here soon, and we are almost out of. We have a 25-day supply of diesel left. Now, we're going to overpay for more from the UAE, and we're lucky that's even being sent to us because it got rerouted from Europe. Okay, so in Europe's in dire straits as well. All of our friends across the world in the West are in a rough spot. Okay, the whole world is suffering. Now, every time that you see things like this, they are followed by world war. They are followed by significant strife and significant violence, and that's what we need to be worried about. Okay, in addition to anytime the Phillies are in the World Series, an economic crisis comes the year after. So just keep that in mind. All right, and they are in the World Series. Just FYI. So I read through this article a second ago just to highlight a couple things. This dude that not this dude, the whatever Economic Council Director Brian Deese, he said that it's unacceptably low, the diesel supplies. He said that all options are on the table. He blamed the Russian invasion of Ukraine, which is ridiculous. Why is diesel so expensive? Inventories are very low, and we don't have the ability to quickly improve supply. And then he brings up again Russia because Russian imports have been halted. Are we running out of diesel? The short answer is, we are running out. Will we run out? Probably not. He says there's not much the Biden administration can do. I tend to agree that now there's probably not much the Biden administration can do. The problem is that these elite leftists, again, have been trying to eliminate oil consumption from our planet. So you can't blame oil companies. So people go, oh, they're being greedy. They're raising their prices and this and that. And they're purposely making some, supply short. So the prices go up. I don't think that you can blame oil companies for this. Okay. You need to think if you own a company, okay, and you're perpetually attacked by governments all over the world, especially, left-wing Western governments all over the world. You're not going to go build new facilities. You see a sea change in the way that people are reacting towards your products. You're not going to go, oh, okay, even though we might be shut down completely over the next couple of years because these wingnuts are silly people. Let's just go open. Let's invest billions of dollars to open a bunch of new infrastructure, hire a bunch of new people just to be shut down when a new administration comes along. It's silly. And so there's solutions to this. First of all, would we have been in a better place if it wasn't for Joe Biden? I mean, the short answer is yes. Now you might say, well, why? What do you mean? Why? Well, number one, if COVID was a restraint on our economy, and if it was a restraint on if it screwed up our gas supplies and things like that, Republicans in red states never shut down. Okay, Florida never shut down. 14 days to slow the spread was true in most of these states, okay, from North Dakota down to Florida to Texas, okay, all these states, they never shut down. But liberal states shut down all these facets of their economy. And even purple states like the one that I live in, Pennsylvania, was quick to shut down and not so quick to reopen. Okay, so I bring this up because that's one way that Democrats like John Fetterman, for example, are responsible for our economy faltering, for diesel being in short supply. Then Biden pulls us out of Afghanistan in the most disorganized mess of a way. We lose all these weapon systems and helicopters and firearms, all these people, soldiers in Afghanistan on our way out. We leave a bunch of innocent people there for the Taliban to torture. We leave, and 4 days later, we are sanctioning and messing with Russia over Ukraine. Russia amasses troops all around their border. They go into Ukraine. I'm not saying it's the right thing to do, but we instantly jump in that. You see a coincidence here? So then we go and we say we're not taking Russian oil anymore. Okay, it's understandable. But that was in late February. Okay, Europe is in dire straits now, so we are in dire straits as well. In addition, we alienate our allies in Saudi Arabia, which they are absolute scumbags. Okay, but Trump had maintained a relationship with them, and by the way, they were afraid of him. He had threatened to take their weapons supply away. Okay, so we alienate them. They essentially shut us off from, not from buying oil, but they make it very difficult for us. They're not helping us in any way, shape, or form. And we shut off companies in this country from growing. So there's so many reasons why this is the Biden administration's fault, but it doesn't stop there. Okay, you would have to be delusional to think that this does not go levels and levels and levels deeper. This is a liberal elite cabal that is behind this, very clearly. Okay, and you might go, well, what do you mean? That's a conspiracy theory. No, look at the Davos stuff and the World Economic Forum, and you don't have to search far to find it. Okay, look it up. All right, the Agenda 21, which turned into this, well, I forget what they call it, whatever. You know, the whole thing about you'll own nothing and be happy for it, whatever. The Great Reset. There you go. The Great Reset. All the language aligns with Biden. There's a reason for this. Okay, and Fetterman is the same kind of guy, and that's why it's so important to vote for Dr. Oz. But we'll get on that later. So, what are the solutions? Well, the best solution that we have right now, like in the immediate, like in the next couple days, the next 10 days, is we got to vote Republicans into office. We have to in the midterms. We have to give them a chance, and then we have to put pressure, turn the screws on them. If you don't change this, you are done. If they don't do anything, vote for Democrats the next time around. I might not, but I'm not going to show up to the polls. If they don't do anything to fix this stuff, or if they do dumb, like just tax cuts for the rich stuff, no. I'm a right populist. I understand. I'm a Reagan guy, sure, but I understand why we are in a unique situation right now. You cannot be a silly person right now. It just can't happen. Okay. So, what are some of the solutions that we could do? Well, people keep saying, well, even if we built new oil facilities, they wouldn't be able to help us right now. Well, sure, but we're going to have these problems in the future as well. So what we need to do is we need to set up a situation where, because oil companies are scared to invest right now, understandably. So we need to sign contracts with oil companies for 15 or 20 years to say, hey, listen, we're going to commit to you, build the refineries, dig for the oil, whatever you call it. Okay, get that oil, and we're going to sign a 20-year contract. We will buy as much oil as you can pump. Okay, and if you need to set price terms with them and stuff like that, that's a discussion that can be had at the time. Refill our oil supplies, replenish our oil supplies, send any additional oil after we are done with it to our allies to make them again stronger, to make their economies better, to make us more militarily stronger. In addition to doing this, complete the pipeline like the Keystone XL pipeline. I know that, again, oil companies are probably like, what the hell? It was on, then it was off, then it was on, then it was off, then it was on, then it was off. Look, that can pump more oil than Russia would give us per year whenever we were getting oil from Russia. So finish it, sign a contract again, a binding contract, have Congress write it up, the Senate write it up. We will allow you to finish this and we will allow you to use it. The only thing that we ask is that we get X amount of percentage of that, or first right of refusal, whatever. The next thing that I would do is I'd build nuclear facilities all across the country. We can build safe nuclear facilities now that can withstand missile launches. There is no reason why we cannot. Every nuclear disaster that's happened has been man-made. So we can now with our technology, put things in place to ensure that that doesn't happen. We should be at least with 30%, 40% nuclear on our grid, as much as we possibly can. And sure, we can continue building the windmills and building the hydroelectric and all this stuff. Great, fantastic, especially in areas where it's easy for us to do. But those things are highly dependent on the weather. They're highly dependent on the perfect situation. So, again, if you're sure, if I'm like near the Grand, if I'm in Arizona and the sun's shining all the time and stuff like that, then yes, sure, power as much as you can out solar. Absolutely. By all means, do it. Okay. That being said, we cannot rely solely on that. And that's pretty clear. We cannot rely solely on that. So nuclear is the way to go. Finally, approach our allies in Saudi Arabia and nicely threaten them. Listen, we want to do business with you. We want to be friends with you. That being said, if you cannot come to the table and provide us with what we need, then not only will we pump to oblivion, we will destroy your economy by driving prices so low on oil that you won't know what hit you. In addition, we will work with countries like Venezuela and places like that instead of with Saudi Arabia, and we will stop selling you weapon systems. But we got to have the gall to do it. We can't just say it and then not do it. So there's plenty of options out there. Will any of them fix this, what we're going through right now? Not a lot of them. There's things that we can do for sure. But what about 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 years from now? Right? This can fix our problems in the future. Okay. So we need to focus on that. Now, again, my suggestion is start by voting for Dr. Oz. You gotta, I understand the appeal of Fetterman. I do. I get it. I don't agree with it, but I do get it. He's this cool guy that wears, his t-shirts and his hoodies and stuff like that. I get it. Mr. Normal Average American. No, normal average American works their ass off, pays for their stuff, supports their family. John Fetterman gets paychecks from his dad. Okay. So that's it. All right. So he's not your normal everyday American. So we need to stop that narrative. We need to come aggressive at this problem. We need to fix it. Okay. Thank you very much. Have a great day.